Autumn is traditionally the most fruitful season for games. Blockbusters will be released in September, including annual ones, but otherwise the AAA segment is lying low until October-November.
Indie publishers are taking advantage of this. This time the digest has many independent projects that we simply could not pass by.
Metal Eden.
A potentially intriguing release from publisher Deep Silver, more reminiscent of an indie, but in fact not being one. An interesting shooter in a pleasant style promises to combine FPS gameplay with a cyberpunk setting. A combat android carries out a dangerous mission in an orbital city, trying to save human cores. The protagonist also has one, but a phantom one, giving him agility and speed. The project is distinguished by powerful weapon action and the need to constantly be on the move, somewhat reminiscent of Doom Eternal. By the way, the release has already been postponed due to mixed reviews of the demo version. The game will be released 4 months later than planned.
Let's see if the authors managed to fix the problems. Hell Is Us.
This intriguing action game takes place in a country engulfed in civil war, which is also overrun by mysterious mechanical enemies. The game combines intense close combat with exploration of the world, and the hero is assisted in both tasks by a drone. The developers promise not only exciting fights, but also a unique approach to exploration without maps and quest markers.
There is not even a compass, you will have to rely on your own feelings and memory.
You should also count on a philosophical plot. The main idea of Hell Is Us is that human violence is eternal, because it is fueled by human emotions and passions, clarifies the creative director of the project Jonathan Jacques Belliot.
Let's see how the voiced idea will be revealed in the narrative. Chronos, The New Dawn.
A new horror from the creators of Silent Hill 2. The first rumors about this game began to circulate more than 5 years ago. It turned out that Bloober Team decided to make 3 in 1. The trailer shows how much the team borrowed from 3 key horror series of the gaming industry: Resident Evil, Silent Hill and Dead Space. In the distant future, a certain wanderer fights with time rifts and terrible monsters that were once people. The key feature of the project is the ability of opponents to merge with each other, turning into mini-bosses. At the very least, a solid and competent game is expected.
NBA 2K26. Let's not waste many words, this is the annual release of the famous basketball casino.
At least, that's what a significant part of the public thinks. 2K Sports continues the tradition of annual releases in early September, synchronizing the release with the start of the NBA preseason. The uncontested basketball simulator promises once again improved gameplay mechanics and new opportunities for the player's career, and looks about the same as the previous part.
Shape of Dreams. The MOBA genre has made some noise and died out, while Dota 2 and League of Legends are stagnating. Publisher NeoWiz, responsible for Lies of P, decided to resurrect it by combining it with roguelike mechanics. However, they have also tired the public out, so the undertaking may be questionable. Nevertheless, Shape of Dreams combines dynamic battles with team tactics. Gamers team up to complete procedurally generated levels. Dying Light, The Beast.
Initially, the new product was supposed to appear in the August issue, but it was postponed right before the publication of the material.
The authors of the action movie decided to take extra time to polish the release, to improve optimization, animations, and cutscenes.
The project hardly needs an introduction, but this is a spin-off of the main series, which continues the events of the first part. Its protagonist Kyle Crane turned into a monster, but not completely. The monster sits somewhere inside, and sometimes even listens. After a dubious stylistic experiment in the second part, the authors decided to return to the basics. They say that in The Beast it will again be scary at night. The set of entertainment, however, is familiar: battles in close and long-range combat, parkour, collecting items, and survival.
Death on the Nile. A new take on the famous story by Agatha Christie in the thriller format from Microids.
The action takes place in the 1970s on a luxury steamship sailing along the Nile. Players in the role of Hercule Poirot investigate the murder of a young millionaire, analyzing evidence and interrogating suspects. This is an adventure with the atmosphere of a classic detective and modern game mechanics. It should be noted that games based on the literary series have been released for more than 20 years, but were in a deplorable state for a long time and only recently revived again. Thus, the public really liked Murder on the Orient Express, released by the same developers in 2023.
Borderlands 4.
A long-awaited return to the popular Gearbox universe, which the company's CEO Randy Pitchford wanted to sell for $80, because true fans don't mind spending green paper on it.
Fortunately, online discontent forced him to change his position.
The fourth part of the epical shooter continues the tradition of the series with new Vault Hunter characters, crazy weapons, they promise as many as 30 billion variations, and cooperative gameplay. Many targeted improvements are expected: an expanded loot system, improved shooting mechanics, the ability to choose the order of mastering content, and so on. Nevertheless, in general, everything is predictable. Fans can expect another humorous story from the world of Borderlands in a new location.
Silent Hill F. The first fresh chapter of the series in many years, created by Konami. The publisher found an interesting entry point for rethinking the franchise. The action will take place in Japan. It's the 60s, schoolgirl Shimizu Hanako, living in the secluded town of Ebisagaka with unhappy parents, runs away from home and suddenly the streets are covered in a supernatural fog, which turns the alleys into a nightmarish labyrinth. Expectations from the horror are high. The scriptwriter of the cult anime When the Cicadas Cry is working on it, which means the plot will be intriguing and unpredictable. Some, however, are confused by the bet on hardcore action in boss battles. Longtime fans of the franchise seem to be blindly chasing trends. EA Sports FC 26.
Let's not waste too much time, because it's all clear to everyone. The transformed FIFA is ready to once again reset all the squads earned and paid for by gamers in the Ultimate Team Online mode. The third game in the series after separating from the four-letter brand continues to develop the franchise with improved career opportunities, updated player squads and additional modes. Let's add that the 25th issue was a resounding failure. Due to the sagging indicators for micropayments, EA shares fell sharply. However, they then quickly soared above the highs on the waves of hype about Battlefield 6. And this is not a complete list, which we plan to continue in the next selection. If we missed something, feel free to add it in the comments and tell us what you plan to do in September.